this really is a motorcycle. I mean, I don't know what you want to, you can call it a bicycle all day long, but it's a freaking motorcycle, you know? I mean, Jesus. Oh my God. So what's amazing is this thing goes the same top speed as the Super 73. Yeah, it's handling pretty freaking well, people. We got a little hill here. Let's have it go up this hill. All right, here I am in Newbury Park, California, and I'm checking out a really cool new place, the Super 73 dealer called Ben's Bikes, and I'm gonna introduce you to Ben. So anyway, this is Ben from Ben's Bikes.
How's it going?
Tell them about your shop and your website.
This is my shop here. I'm located in Newbury Park, 2239 Michael Drive. My dad owns Michael's Bicycles. And yeah, I just started dealing with Super 73 facing bikes, and business has been...
And you're selling and you're repairing.
Yes, I'm selling, repairing, and customizing, and doing all that to all these kind of bikes. This whole new generation of electric transportation. You know, it's a whole. It's a whole new. It's not just a trend. So.
And it seems like most of them are the 20x4.
That's the one that I.
That's kind of your specialty.
That's my specialty. Yeah. Is the 20x4 inch bikes. That's the one that I like the most. It's the one I fell in love with because you're able to actually ride it on the sand. The smaller wheel is really good with the electric hub motor because having a smaller wheel, it stays at a higher RPM. And when you're at a higher RPM, it's always good for electricity because electricity likes to travel fast. And with that, it stays in a very good torque band.
Sure. Yeah. I'm on a SEGWAY X160, which is the smaller version of the SEGWAY X260. And this thing is an electric bike, if you will. Granted, it's got pedals, but you really can't pedal it. But anyway, it's got two modes. It's got sport mode and just regular mode. I'm in regular mode. Sport mode has like insane torque. So I'm gonna try that out in a minute. But while we're riding this, I'm gonna talk about, its benefits, its disadvantages, and I'm gonna compare it to my Super 73 R, which those that know my channel know that I've had for almost a month and a half, and I've had it for 500 miles. So, oh boy, we're going mega mode here, people. Holy shit, we're in sport mode. This thing feels like a motorcycle. It's like really like built like a tank. It doesn't feel like a bicycle at all. That's what the Super 73 does. It's got a really cool custom seat. Ben at Ben's e-bikes. Excuse me, Ben at Ben's Bikes in Newbury Park, California. Those that know the area, his dad is Michael of Michael's Bicycles. He's letting me ride this. He created a custom seat, and here, I'll show you guys. It is just so freaking cool, this thing. But having had so many different motorcycles, this really is a motorcycle. I mean, I don't know what you want to, you can call it a bicycle all day long, but it's a freaking motorcycle, I mean, Jesus Christ, so anyway, it's really freaking badass. It reminds me of the size of like an XR80 Honda, but it is just badass. But look at this seat that he created, and he's gonna start selling them on his website, so I'll link to that in the description. But yeah, let's keep the test going. So far, this thing is a motorcycle in every sense of the word. I'm in what do you call it, sport mode, and I'm gonna do the torque. I'm gonna gun it and see how fast I go. Oh my God. So what's amazing is this thing goes the same top speed as the Super 73, 30 miles an hour. Let's see how fast I go. I go 31 on my Super 73. I'm actually at 34 on this thing, so almost the same top speed. But yeah, this thing isn't like just like cruising along on a fat lady's bike, kind of like what a Super 73 is. Super 73 can be aggressive in off-road, but it's just so much fun, You just feel like you're riding like a cruiser, right? This thing, you're sitting upright. You feel like you're more like sitting on a horse, if you will, than kind of laid back on a Super 73. Your back is erect and straight. You're leaning forward. This thing is really like a motorcycle, but insane freaking torque. I just gun it and the thing just takes off. pretty cool for an electric vehicle, you know. As far as brakes, these things brake. The brakes are insane, so freaking good. Let's see if I can find like a little dirt path or something to go on. I'm gonna go over a little jump. Yeah, this thing is like, it's like a tank when you go over a jump, you know. Super 73, you know, it'll go over a jump and it's got stability, but it's more of like a bike going over a jump as opposed to a full-on motorcycle. So this thing just handles the off-road, if you will. Dirt and jump, I'm sure, like just insanely well. So let's try to get on some dirt. I also really question whether or not I get pulled over. Ben, who runs Ben's e-bikes, I keep calling it e-bikes, Ben's bikes. He said he rides this thing to work all the time and nobody ever gives him a problem. So surprising, because I would really think he would, but he never has a problem. He rides in the bike lane, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna go across the street here. There's a little park with some grass, and we're gonna check it out. Okay, whoa, oh my God. When you just gun it in sport mode, you lunge forward, you know? It's like a motorcycle just taking off in first gear, you know? So you gotta like really start to twist the throttle just a teeny bit to get it going. Like I'm literally going 7 miles an hour right now and I twisted the throttle maybe 2 millimeters. And then I do that and I freaking take off, you know? Now we're in the grass and this thing just carves, you know? Jesus, it handles so freaking well. Not that there's really a path here for dirt, but I might just gotta make one. Just to see how it handles, you know? Yeah, it's handling pretty freaking well, people. We got a little hill here. Let's try to go up this hill. See how easily I can go up this hill. This is a big hill. And I can say right now, we're going up this thing so freaking easily. Super 73, never in a billion years, even with full-on momentum, could we get up that hill. It just would never happen. But yeah, this thing is a freaking beast. Oh my God. Freaking love this thing. Look at this. Oh my God, I almost spun out. So from a dead stop, we just went up like a 7-degree slope. No problem. Like butter, people, butter. Now we're going on some other freaking, I didn't even know this existed back here. There's a jump. I'm not doing that. Don't expect me to be doing that, people. There's some freaking awesome trails back here. I didn't know that. This thing is almost peeling out as it's going up the hill. It's how freaking much torque it has. Wow, insane. We're not going down there. Anyway, this thing is a freaking dirt beast. It's not the absolute most comfortable cruising on the street. Super 73 is way more comfortable. Because I'm 48 and I'm not like some kid, you know, I was gonna get one of these, the X160 Segway. It's kind of like a smaller version of the Suran. I was gonna get one of these and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because it really, in my opinion, it's the size of a, you know, an XR80 little Honda dirt bike. A little small. Even with Ben's really awesome seat, it's still, the whole thing is just kind of hard, you know? It's like, it's a very aggressive feel to it. And so even with the really cool seat, it's still just not as comfortable as, like, you know, the cruising Super 73 R series, you know? So when I was probably 30, I probably would have freaking loved this thing. But as far as right now, it's just too much for me, you know? But freaking love it. It's badass. But if you're like a 20, 30 something, you know, you've got a lot of agility, we'll put it that way. And you like to really ride aggressively in the dirt, then this thing is for you, man. Granted, the X260, which I'll probably review later, can go faster top speed. I think it's 45 maybe. This thing goes 30, 33. I don't think in the dirt you need to go much faster than 30 miles an hour. You probably, unless you're like a pro, you never even hit that speed anyway, you know? So, anyway, we'll do a little bit more here and then we'll just call it. But people are already looking at you funny, you know? This guy's looking at me funny. Because he's like, what the hell are you doing in a freaking park? Squirrel, what the hell are you doing in a park with a motorcycle, you know? That's what it feels like. You don't feel like you're on a bicycle, which Super 73 really is a bicycle first, e-bike second, you know? You can ride anywhere, literally anywhere. Nobody will ever give you a problem. This thing, you ride around already and people are like, huh, badass looking. But what the hell are you doing on the grass? What are you doing on the sidewalk? Why are you in my park? You know, why are you in our street, in our neighborhood? But anyway, I'm checking out the shocks. Jesus Christ, this This thing's got like mega shocks, you know? Like what you would expect on a motorcycle, on a dirt bike. It's also a little small. I'm only 5'11". Ben is 6'6" and rides this. But I mean, I fit on it, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like instead of riding like a horse, which the SUPER73 R would be, this is kind of like, you know, a pony, you know, a small horse. And you just don't feel as much leg room. Your knees are a little closer to your chest and to the handlebars. You know, you're not spread out as much. And also it's kind of short. I don't know what the specs are, but it's definitely shorter than a SUPER73. But anyway, badass, really cool. But you know, all in all, I'm happy with my 73, and I'm glad I did not buy this because I would have been disappointed. Again, for me, not for everybody else. But anyway, let's take it back to Ben's bikes. See, he's got the little SUPER73 on the, you see that? On the door, and the Segway on the door. How bad is ass is that? Let me do a little close up of that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you really can't compare them.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare it to a 73 either, but people do.
No, yeah, you can't compare them. Yeah,
So this is
it's 3 kilowatts. Yeah, 3 kilowatts.
yeah, no, it's insane.
Yeah, it's fast.
The torque.
The torque's ridiculous.
You also, it's much more aggressive, like seating. You know,
It is.
you're like leaning
Everything
forward
about it,
more.
you're leaning
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
You're positioned like on the SUPER73s. You're a lot more upright.
Exactly.
A lot more beach cruiser style.
I use that word too, cruiser. Yep.
It's a lot more cruiser style. It's very comfortable. You know, this suspension's good.